Hi, I'm Lucy Edwards, Director of Strategic Engagement at Matterport and VHT Studios. And today I have a great pleasure to be with Rob Jensen and Company, and you are the broker owner of that high-quality boutique.
Thank you. Pleasure to have you here, Lucy.
Would like to start talking about the structure of your company. You have completely different approach and direction with your agents and your employees. Let's talk about that.
So the common real estate brokerage everyone is an independent contractor, which means they all have their own agenda and their own plans. Whereas my goal here was to have everyone be an employee. You know, there's different compensation structures. And the reason for that is so we can all have the same goal, which is helping our clients and work together towards that, as well as a schedule. So we know we can count on each other to be around to show a home or be at a shooting or, shoot a video, that sort of thing.
And consistency. That brings consistent marketing and consistent quality to every listing.
Absolutely. By having all these team members and all these capacity, these abilities in-house, we can control the quality and consistently put the best marketing out there for our clients.
And I totally appreciate that. And it is very unusual, like I said. So the way I see it, for every successful agent, you should have a great networking team or company like yours who has in-house marketing and they help to create a marketing strategy. You have in-house videographer and your videos are high-end quality. So let's talk about what other duties do you have for your employees?
Got it. So I believe that investing heavily into our marketing pays off. I mean, it just does. And I see there's just a lot of opportunity that other agents don't take advantage of, both from, professional photography, day and night, to videos, to professional copywriting. We have all these in-house marketing campaigns. And then of course our Matterport tours as well are a big part of that. So everybody everybody specializes with a dedicated role, from, marketing to videos, to showings, to negotiating, to admin. So everyone does a great job. And we all work together to get our clients the results they want.
So I understand that you are really embracing the technology and you are leading your agents in the right direction for them to understand and appreciate it and utilize it, actually. You mentioned that with copywriting, for example, you are sometimes using ChatGPT, but you don't really use it to write the copy. You just take some bits and pieces from it, and that's part of your approach to utilize the technology?
So it's funny because I've seen articles out there where it's like, oh, real estate agents use AI to write your property descriptions. But that's, of course, ridiculous because this AI doesn't know, or ChatGPT doesn't know what's inside the house and what kind of stone and your views, et cetera. But what's helpful with ChatGPT or Bard, which is by Google, is we look at it as a thinking partner, to help work on different headlines for marketing copy or our email blasts, or perhaps, the communities that we service and focus on, doing additional research for those communities to help build this content. So just always looking to see how we can incorporate new tools with our marketing to help get better results.
And also talking about the technology, and I'm very happy and proud to be part of Matterport and the state-of-the-art technology company and the digital twin that we have created. It's amazing for just about every single listing. And you are fond of it. You really enjoy the product and that service. You even have your own camera. Please explain why and how you benefit from 3D tour.
Yeah, I put the 3D Matterport tour up there as far as importance go with DocuSign and digital signatures. I mean, it's just that much of a game changer, and it should be an absolute requirement for any listing. Because first of all, the great thing about the internet is we can market these properties not only locally, but nationally and globally. So buyers are looking online at real estate, every country, all the time. People love real estate now with it so accessible with the internet, it's there. So photos have always been a great way to capture attention and get people's interest. But the next step is give them the whole house tour, inside and out of every corner. And that's what the Matterport does so beautifully, is it gives them control so they can go where they want and they can look at what they want. And then what we do is we also generate floor plans. And from the floor plans, we put those both in our listing online, but then in the brochures that we make at the for the property, we print them out and we have hard copies in the brochure with the rooms labeled and the measurements, and people just love it. It really helps them visualize where their furniture is going to go, just the whole layout. So I just think it's the best.
Yeah, it's a psychological marketing tool, in my opinion. The buyer can go home and they can think about it, and they can discuss it. Like you said, you have the measurements. You have beautiful brochure, and you still use digital, not just digital print, but actual print, which I think it's good. Sometimes it's good to go back to the basics and include print material, because people do still like to read books, not just online articles. They still like to hold brochures, and I think it's a great plus, in my opinion.
Oh, once again, it's my job to market and sell these homes, and we're in competition with other homes for sale. So if a buyer's in town and they're looking at 10 homes, they're going to kind of start to forget which one was which, and they all kind of run together, where this is a great opportunity for us to stand out because we've got this nice brochure showcasing some of the photography. We've got the property description, highlighting amenities, the specs on the HOA dues and how deep is the swimming pool, and then of course the floor plan. So now they're on the flight back home. They've got something to look at, to think through, where everybody else has nothing, or maybe just a flimsy piece of paper with some photos that are 1 inch by 1 inch. And of course, look, if they really love the other home better, then so be it. But at the end of the day, this helps our listings really stand out.
What about social media? And I understand you even have a person who is in charge of social media, and that's all she's doing. Which platforms you are using? What do you like best? And do you put your videos on your social media as well?
Absolutely. So as far as social media goes, we've used Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and other sites that we use online as well would be LinkedIn and YouTube. And those are all great platforms because, once again, they allow us to just reach, locally, nationally, and globally. And there's ways we run select campaigns on those individually. So you got to first make great content, which we do with our video marketing and whatnot of the properties, then also things about the communities and real estate advice and negotiating tips. And then we just put that out there to select audiences, and it's helpful. I mean, it's great. I mean, video is such a huge part of marketing these days that it's crazy that people don't embrace it more.
I really like your YouTube channel,
and
Thank you. My compliments to you with all the likes and the visits, and it's just really you have very good statistics there. So your team is doing a wonderful job. That's for sure.
Thank you.
What would you say the real estate agent in today's environment, in your market, let's say, how do they embrace the technology? Do you feel like your competition is up to par and also very competitive with using the current technology, with the Matterport, the video, greatly involved in social media?
For most part, I see some of them doing certain things well, but none of them doing them all as comprehensively as we are. Because it's a lot to do any of them well with video, or social media, and doing Matterports, and then to integrate all those and put ad dollars behind that. And what I mean is, just because, your agent posts on their social media, that doesn't really mean a whole lot unless you put money behind it and reach the right audience. Just like, M&M's could spend $1 million on making a commercial, but if that commercial isn't shown to anybody or shown to a very limited audience, it's not going to do much good for selling M&Ms. Same thing with all this marketing. Just because someone says they will put it on their Facebook, well, what does that mean? What kind of ad dollars are you putting behind it? What markets are you putting that towards? So I just see people doing things, but I definitely can tell that it's not done
properly or
well.
Well. Right.
Yeah, as good as it could be.
And last question, marketing strategy for every listing. It is very important for me because I was always in marketing almost all my life. And sometimes agents have a budget and they just want to do the same thing for every listing, which is good to be consistent, but not every house needs the video or the drone. If you don't have a backyard and there is really nothing to show, maybe it will be a disadvantage. How your marketing department approaches the strategy?
it's definitely really important to understand what's one of the highlights of the home. Maybe the backyard is just all hardscape, fake grass, really nice, but no maintenance. So maybe instead of trying to hide that, that becomes a focal point of the strategy. So it's understanding the market and what you're working with, and then just like bringing that head on. And then what are the tools to do that? Is it an open house? Is it a video? I think it should always be a Matterport tour. That's a no-brainer, because we've had people we've had buyers for our listings be a lot more comfortable buying our listings without coming to see it in person because of the Matterport tour. And that's just been beautiful.
Would you have the statistics of what's the percentage of buyers from outside of your area?
Oh, just in general that are buying? I don't. I wish I did, but if I were to guess, maybe it's 50%. For a minute there, when the market was super hot, from basically July 2020 to April 2022, a huge percentage were California. I'd probably say like 65% were from San Francisco at that point, because it was just such a influx of buyers that had cashed out and they were sick of what was going on and they came here. Now we still get California buyers, but it wasn't as.
What about Midwest and East Coast?
Oh yeah, and plenty of that as well. We've got some folks that just bought from Minnesota, and there's definitely all the other states. California just seems to be on most of our clients' minds because it's just right there, and they just think, well, don't they all want to come here and not pay any state tax? With taxes going up. So.
Well, very soon you're going to be one big melting pot.
I know. We'll run out of houses.
That is true. Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Rob. It was a pleasure. And I really admire your approach to the new way of doing business and building the company where your agents care and they participate in the growth of your company, and probably their company eventually they will benefit from that greatly.
Fantastic. It's been a lot of fun.
Cheers. Thank you, everybody.